Know that one thing, upon knowing which everything will be known. That's what your endeavors should be.
100 years ago this month, a 36-year-old Albert Einstein stood up in front of the Prussian Academy of Sciences in Berlin to present a radical new theory of space, time, and gravity, the general theory of relativity. General relativity is unquestionably Einstein's masterpiece, a theory which reveals the workings of the universe at the grandest scales, capturing in one beautiful line of algebra everything from why apples fall from trees to the beginning of time and space. 1915 must have been an exciting year to be a physicist. Two new ideas were turning the subject on its head. One was Einstein's theory of relativity, the other was arguably even more revolutionary, quantum mechanics. A mind-meltingly strange, yet stunningly successful new way of understanding the micro-world, the world of atoms and particles. Over the last century, these two ideas have utterly transformed our understanding of the universe. It's thanks to relativity and quantum mechanics that we've learned what the universe is made from, how it began, and how it continues to evolve.
As I've told, Einstein had a mistress, and she's a simple-hearted girl. She said, you should carry a notebook, and there you can record all your ideas. And Einstein said to her, I don't need a notebook. I only have one idea. And this one idea, I keep thinking about it. Oh, I'm obsessed with this one idea that there's this one thing you can know by which everything is known. That's what I think about.
100 years on, we now find ourselves at another turning point in physics. But what's at stake now is rather different. The next few years may tell us whether we'll be able to continue to increase our understanding of nature, or whether, maybe for the first time in the history of science, we could be facing questions that we cannot answer. Not because we don't have the brains or technology, but because the laws of physics themselves forbid it. This is the essential problem. The universe is far, far too interesting. Relativity and quantum mechanics appear to suggest that the universe should be a boring place. It should be dark, lethal, and lifeless. But when we look around us, we see we live in a universe full of interesting stuff, full of stars, planets, trees, squirrels. The question is, ultimately, why does all this interesting stuff exist? Why is there something rather than nothing?
Look at all these people in the room. They have 2 eyes, a nose, 2 ears, and a mouth. I can assume, without becoming a research scholar, scientist, or with advanced degrees in education, that your mother, your father, they had 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, a mouth, more or less. It's safe for me to assume that. So when I see all these many beings who possess these different types of characteristics, I could make a case and say, well, the original source of all such beings must be similar. Someone with eyes, ears, who can see, hear, taste, touch, smell, feel. We see in this world observable characteristics and these people who have these abilities, they're searching for something beautiful to see, for someone beautiful to touch, to hold, to interact with. They like to hear beautiful sounds, taste, pleasing substances. These are just normal things that everyone likes to do. So I could understand the original source of all these types of beings who enjoy these things must also have those kind of tendencies. To see, hear, taste, touch, smell, feel. In other words, to interact with others in a loving, affectionate way, as people are apt to do in this world. When we talk about reality, the beautiful, means reality, the all-love, the all-beautiful, the all-sweet, the all-charming, the all-accommodating, and all-personal, the personality of Godhead. So if a child in this world, a little baby, they can hear, see, taste, touch, smell, and feel, and search, and laugh, and they can sing, dance, they can do so many things. Should we think what a little human baby can do, the original source of all such babies and personalities, can't do those things, can't see, hear, taste, touch, smell, feel, laugh, sing, and dance. Why should we think like that?
The hope was that a complete combination of Einstein's general theory of relativity, which is the theory of the universe at grand scales, with quantum mechanics, the theory of the universe at the small scales, might provide a solution. Einstein himself spent most of his later years on a futile search for a unified theory of physics, and physicists have kept at it ever since.
If in this world we're constantly searching for ideals in terms of the most beautiful, the most sweet, the most charming, the most affectionate, the most loving, the person who could be considered my best counterpart, an ideal representation of beauty, charm, sweetness, love, and affection, of what is to be seen, heard, felt, tasted, touched, and smelled. What if that is the ultimate reality? Instead, we're being told that the ultimate source of everything is something impersonal and maybe unconscious. So that which is dead and unconscious is giving life to so many conscious beings. What cannot see is gifting sight to so many. What has no capacity to hear is allowing everyone to hear. What cannot taste is giving everyone the tasting capacity. We've swallowed this type of, what's the scientific term? Bullshit. I think that's the scientific term. We've swallowed this wholesale, right, and denied the personality of Godhead, and think that we're very modern, very advanced scientific thinkers, because we can't accommodate how the original source of all sensual ability and capacity can also have sensual ability and capacity. We deny that. That would be just too much. I mean, that would be like God or something. Right. That would be inconceivable.
One of the most promising candidates for a unified theory is string theory. And the essential idea is, if you could zoom in on the fundamental particles that make up our world, you'd see actually that they're not particles at all, but tiny vibrating strings of energy, with each frequency of vibration corresponding to a different particle, a bit like musical notes on a guitar string. So it's a rather elegant, almost poetic way of looking at the world, but it has one catastrophic problem. It turns out that string theory isn't one theory at all, but a whole collection of theories. It's been estimated, in fact, that there are 10 to the 500 different versions of string theory. Each one would describe a different universe with different laws of physics. Now, critics say this makes string theory unscientific. You can't disprove the theory. But others actually turned this on its head and said, well, maybe this apparent failure is string theory's greatest triumph. What if all of these 10 to the 500 different possible universes actually exist out there somewhere in some grand multiverse?
That an absolute personality who's absolutely beautiful, absolutely charming, absolutely funny, absolutely tasteful, who can reciprocate simultaneously the ideal hankering of every being. That would be, the absolute, of course.
One of the most important consequences of Einstein's general theory of relativity was the discovery that the universe began as a rapid expansion of space and time 13.8 billion years ago, the Big Bang. Now, according to early versions of the Big Bang theory, the universe has been expanding ever since, with gravity gradually putting the brakes on that expansion. But in 1998, astronomers made the stunning discovery that the expansion of the universe is actually speeding up. The universe is getting bigger and bigger, faster and faster, driven by a mysterious repulsive force called dark energy. Now, whenever you hear the word dark in physics, you should get very suspicious, because it probably means we don't know what we're talking about.
So that the ultimate reality is beautiful, loving, charming, and sweet. Science is not prepared to deal with that.